Breaking news from the federal government. Another scandal. Now, before anyone asks why we're covering this one, because government scandals are a dime a dozen nowadays, this one directly relates to the people who run your background checks every single time you buy a gun. Now let's dive into that. Hi, I'm Ben, and you're watching the Minuteman Moment. Before we get into the video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help us fight against YouTube's algorithm. Today's information comes to us from Empowered Oversight, a federal watchdog organization doing some amazing work. They've revealed that they have information that alleges an FBI leader of abusing his power to promote women he's engaged in inappropriate relations with. Here's what the whistleblowers have to say. Assistant Director Michael Kreisman has allegedly run CJIS as a personal fiefdom to reward those loyal to him. CJIS stands for the Criminal Justice Information Services and is responsible for managing the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, or NICS. They're in charge of the background checks everyone is forced to go through when they purchase a firearm from a dealer. Here's some more details on exactly what Assistant Director Kreisman was doing. According to former CJIS employees, Assistant Director Kreisman has promoted multiple women with whom he appeared to have engaged in inappropriate relationships. Empowered Oversight reports that former employees walked in on Assistant Director Kreisman and a female CJIS employee in a state of quote-unquote undress one unlucky Saturday night in the CJIS gymnasium. As it turns out, that female employee had been promoted quickly through the ranks at our prestigious and respectable FBI. Apparently, at a giant FBI conference, this Fed boasted to his coworkers about having nightly phone calls with a female employee who did not directly report to him, but was still his subordinate. The whistleblowers say this employee was given 3 awards in a short period of time and $15,000 in compensation at work. Those are your tax dollars, by the way. The whistleblowers have apparently challenged this guy on his behavior, but Assistant Director Kreisman responded by retaliating against the employees. A bureaucrat on a power trip at the FBI who facilitates gun control? Who would have guessed it? This person in leadership punished the people he didn't like by moving them into temporary positions and forcing them to go through BS training that they didn't need. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. He went so far as to threaten to move the headquarters out of the state, basically threatening everyone's job unless they were to relocate. And what's more is, this guy can't even do that. Congress would have to move the headquarters, but he's got such control over his underlings that they felt threatened. So next time you're at a gun store buying a gun and the government does a background check, remember this story. And keep in mind that nothing has been done yet to rectify this situation. This is all going on behind the scenes so the federal government can force you to ask permission before you exercise your natural right to self-defense. So thankfully, the organization Empowered Oversight is digging deeper and doing a FOIA to uncover any more about this sexual harassment, threats, and intimidation against employees, and other problematic behavior over at the FBI. Just add this to the list of scandals over at the Department of Justice. I'd say this falls somewhere in between the ATF having a whites-only barbecue, which was an event where they had for years, known as the Good Old Boy Roundup, and ATF pencil pushers stealing tens of millions of taxpayer dollars marked for law enforcement overtime pay. While government bureaucrats are entitled to their opinions, it's quite ironic that Kreisman was in support of red flag laws. In a 2022 interview, he stated that firearms kept him up at night, and that red flag laws would be a natural synergy for his department. We'll be keeping an eye on this situation as it unfolds. In the meantime, pick up the phone and tell your senators and representatives what you just learned. Don't let this Assistant Director, Michael Kreisman, get away with his alleged behavior. Remember, you have a simple fix. Get rid of the broken NICS system, and this wouldn't have been a problem in the first place. Now, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest fights for your rights.